Welcome on Easy Learning. Now we are going to start the solved assignment of Ignou of Psychopathology BPCE-014. 1-4. I have prepared this assignment myself in my own words after studying the Ignou material as well as on the internet, and it is my own way of writing. You should also try to write in your own words as much as possible, and you can take help from such videos which are uploaded on the internet. Once you prepare yourself, a lot of memory will help not only for preparation of the assignment but also for appearing in the examination with full confidence. And the self confidence will be more and more helpful during the exam. Okay, so now let's start the first question. The first question is explain the importance of psychological factors in contributing to the etiology of psychopathology. It is near about 1000 words. Answer. One's personality is based on psychological factor. It may be ever-changing emotions like laugh, cry, be thoughtful, be angry, and act unkindly at different times. This is the balance of one's personality that makes someone different from time to time. They balance themselves by thinking, feeling, and behavior. Changing personality is important for coping with different circumstances. Different people have different ability to cope with circumstances as different persons have different personality. There are some factors on which such personality is based: psychodynamics and the parent-child relationship. In psychoanalysis, Sigmund Freud describes the stages of child-parent relationship. According to him, if the child does not negotiate the psychological stages successfully, in future, the mental illness develop through though THOUGH. He did not describe the actual occurrence between the child and parent relationship. His focus was primarily on unconscious mind of a child and how it negotiates with parents through the early relationship. According to him, a child always releases his/her aggression of authority somewhere. If he/she fails to combat with them, he/she shows this impulse towards his father, whether he behaved it harshly or considered it less relevant. In this way, he mentions and describes mental illness due to intra-psychic conflict that makes room in the mind. Room, RWM, room. The true cause of such symptoms can be felt during the occurrence of unconscious level of processing, as the person may have little insight about that. In this way, many of Freud's ideas have been left untouched by the researchers, though many of them have proven to be fairly accurate. Ample evidence shows people experience and process things at an unconscious level, and early interpersonal experiences affect later outcomes. Contemporary psychodynamics suggests the cause of mental illness of a child that has the relation with their parents. The same is going on in the mind of the child. These models are different from Freud's interpsychic conflict. The caregiver is responsible for the mental conflict of a child. The nature of internalized relationship and its resulting impact on the sense of self and the sense of others in what can create vulnerability to psychological problems. According to Freud's psychoanalytical approach and the related problems that can develop if the stage of development does not pass through any difficulty, there are some certain problems that can arise at oral stage. There would be depression, narcissism, narcissism, and dependence. At anal stage, anal, there would be obstinacy, obsessive compulsive disorder, sadomasochism, sadomasochism. At phallic, phallic, there would be gender identity problems and antisocial personality. At latent, latent, there would be inadequate or excessive self-control. At genital, genital, there would be identity diffusion. Attachment and security. Bowlby, Bolby, developed this attachment model. It is similar in the contemporary psychodynamic models. It also emphasizes the early parent-child relationship. In place of early experience, Bowlby is interested in the actual characteristics of the relationship. To build his theory, he believes on the observational studies of parents and children. He does not include the records of past. His theory has a strong empirical foundation. If the parents fail to make children feel safe, secure, and able to turn and trust the parents during the need of hour, then children will be not able to control their emotions and they need adaptability, and finally these develop negative insecure views of themselves and others. Such children are at risk for developing psychological disorders. These are insecure children and adults who have more psychopathology than secure children and adults. Learned behavior. This kind of learning is due to association. It has the concept of classical conditioning model of learning. It also alerts others if one has the problem with that incident. If any incident takes place anywhere, it becomes the copy for others and subjects of anxiety to others. The persons encountered the same sight and realized them do not to go the place where the incident happened. Such incident may be accident, fever, murder, etc. These learning models were created on a solid foundation of empirical research. The abnormal behavior is the subject of great deal of evidence. This learning is not the result of personal experiences to establish associations, since it is simply due to watching others doing something. The person who follows it may develop the same thing. Behavioral work with animals shows the repeated unpleasant experiences where one does not have control and might induce into a state of learned helplessness. Seligman researched on researched on dogs to know the symptoms of depression by electric shock. It is apparently applied on human being. It is due to helplessness and lack of control. Distorted thinking. This model is based on cognitive work. The people, according to their intelligence, think about themselves and others. This thinking selects some information and ignores others. It exaggerates negative feelings, expecting the worst and make inaccurate attributions about events. These are shown for playing important role in various types of psychological disorders. There are several examples of this distorted thinking. It depends on the calculation of the person who encounters such situations. If he she expects better in future, he she would have better results. Opposite, if he she thinks bad, laments on his her failure, the situation would be worse. Okay, it is failure or fortune. Okay, here it is given the situation would be worse for them, and such persons would never have the positive result. Family therapies. The parents play a crucial role while bringing up their children. The way of their handling show how the children would behave in future. According to some psychosis, PSYCHOSIS, it includes the way of thinking, attitudes, and communication of the parents to develop a child. The way of parents treating others in front of them shows the mirror to the child. The parents' distrust, conflict, and argument with others before the children becomes the lesson and mirror for such children. They have also the development of distrust and restfulness towards others, and thereby they also go on to develop schizophrenia. The children in this way follow the pattern of their children. With this question is over. It was a long question, but I covered it, and now in next video we'll cover another more question. Okay, thank you.